Hi, America. Welcome to the Home Front. My name is Michelle Posey. I'm so glad that you joined us today. You know, every once in a while I get the question, because we're a fairly new show, what is the home front? And I just want to tell you, you know, the term comes from sort of a war footing that you get. And I think some of you might realize that we are officially at war. It's a culture war. We've got somebody in the White House that does not care about this country. So I feel like we're being infiltrated from within. So yeah, we called it the home front because us women understand. We're all different ages, but we understand one thing to be true. We need a platform where we can speak the truth, where we can speak it unapologetically, where we can be uncensored, because we're never going back to pre-COVID, before the COVID, you know, cancel culture. We're not going back there ever again. So if you like that idea and you want to support us, welcome home. This is the home front. Ladies, we usually go around and say our names so you can get to know us. But today I want to know your name and what was the best day of your life, even if there's a couple of them. Allie always goes first.
I know, and you always stump me with these.
I put you on the spot, don't I?
do. I
Sorry.
love it though, because you're the best. I would think one of the best days of my life was the home delivery of my last baby.
Ooh, you had it home?
I did. I had a home birth of my last daughter.
Is that Zoe?
Elena. She'll be 6 in June.
Oh, baby.
I need more babies, y'all.
I know. It was such a warrior moment for me. I don't know if we've mentioned this, but I probably have. I was raped and molested when I was younger. And when nobody prepares you for labor and delivery after that. And so it always brought back, like, I had PTSD every time I went to labor. Because it just, you know, brings back memories and emotions and things that you just can't control. And I just didn't know anything about it, and I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And it was just very weird. And you had to talk to your nurses. And what are your nurses going to do? Like, you're in labor. Like,
Yeah,
they
I
can't
know.
really.
Right.
They're like, the baby's got to come out. Sorry, babe. Like,
Yeah.
it just is what it is. Or they try to medicate you to where you feel literally nothing. And the one time I did deliver, I had it was my second son. I delivered him. The epidural didn't work because he came so fast. And our attachment was very different after, because I felt everything and I was not prepared for that. And so I wanted to do it very differently for my last baby. And having my own child in my own house in a way where I was in control, and I knew what my body was capable of doing, and having like this conversation with God, like, you've built me for this.
Gosh, Allie.
I can do this. It was just, I encourage all women to have home births, water births. It was like just the most wonderful experience. I wish I would have done it with all of them. And if I had more, I would do it again.
I would love that. And so can I just say that you make pretty babies, and I think you should keep having
I
them.
literally was just about to say that exact same thing.
you.
Like, yes, keep making them because they're beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
Sorry, I got a little emotional.
I love
y'all.
that. Hey, we're not even 10 minutes in. This is what we do here. That's what we do here. I love it. Love it.
Well, I am Demi, and wow, I'm still trying to muscle through the thoughts of what was the best experience
best day
or
of your
best
life.
day of my life. I think I probably would say, because there's so many different, things, but I think it's when I gave myself to the Lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
I think for me, not only was it the best day of my life, but it was the best experience I had, and it didn't have another human being's hand in it. It was solely just he and I, and that for me was so remarkable. Yeah, so that was
I
mine.
love that.
Yes,
Love
thank
that.
you.
What a testimony.
Well, I'm Brianna, and I can't. I have to have two. Like, I cannot pick between these two. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I can't. I'm just going to say two. So one is when I was like, 13, 14. I had just moved out to California to pursue acting at the time. And I only really had like 2 friends, but they were both in Florida. And they had flown out to come and visit, and it was like the first time, because like when we moved out to California, I didn't really have like many friends, so getting to see them and like spending that day with them, that's honestly like the best day of my life, because I went like with kind of like lonely for a little while, and I finally felt like I was like back at home, and like
That's so sweet.
those friends were like, you know, they were with me through like a traumatic experience, so I knew that I felt safe around them, and that was just the best day of my life, was being with them. Like I think.
Amazing.
But the second best day of my life, or they're both like equal, was when I graduated college on my 18th birthday. That was absolutely amazing. I felt
So
like
good.
honestly, I felt like I felt close to my mom in that moment, because she every day goes out and does things that people think that she cannot do. She proves them wrong every single day. When she gets out of bed, she's proving people wrong. And
That's
I felt
amazing.
like
Don't
my
cry.
mom in that moment, and I felt so proud of myself, because that's my goal, to be like her.
Gosh, this is gonna be one of those episodes. Taking our power back, giving ourselves to the Lord, praising our
That's right.
mamas.
So we're just going to go ahead and tell you to grab those tissues, because we're going to need them. That's beautiful. Thank you, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really sweet. I wonder if my kids will ever say something.
I,
that
yeah,
sweet to
I
me.
hope so one day.
Oh, man, I hope so. I got boys, so we'll see. My name's Tanya. I have a lot of really great days, and I think about those quite frequently when I'm down in the dumps. I think about my good days. But I would say, you know, overall, obviously, I think every mother feels like the birth of their children is one of the best days, because they're alive, they're healthy, they're happy. You did that. But I think, you know, marrying my husband, I think, was probably, I know,
That's
but
so sweet.
I was so head over heels for this man. I still am.
Yeah.
But being able to be like, holy moly, like I remember standing in front of him being like, I'm really marrying like this amazing, and I'm like, of course, looking at him like, he's so beautiful too. You know, and I just was so excited.
Smitten.
I was.
smitten.
I
I
was.
love it.
I was. So I really always go back to that moment, even when I'm really angry with him. You know, I still think,
That might be the key.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
yeah, it was so exciting for me. I did it when I was older, so.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's good.
Gosh, now I'm like, yes, yes, yeah. Like there's
know.
all these
I
yes
know.
terms. I mean, obviously, you know, yes, having children and marrying the love of my life, big moments. I think I'd said on another show that, you know, watching my dad get baptized was huge, because I know he's in heaven now. But that made me think, no, one of the best days of my life was we were out in California at the time for just a little while. And I had just gotten the call that my dad had passed for the mishandling of COVID. And I remember taking a seat outside for a little bit, and it was probably 6:30 in the morning, so the sun was coming up over the mountains, and they become like this orange. There's like this orange glow.
beautiful,
It was
yeah.
beautiful, and I sat there and I had just said, "All right, God, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. That's my daddy." And I heard him like in here just say, "Yes, and I'm your daddy too," and I got him, and I said, "Okay." I believe you and I believe in you, but you're gonna have to show me, because I'm struggling right now. And this bird just chirp, chirp, chirp right on the branch right next to me, and I just, you know, those
Yeah,
things
you
you're
just
just
know.
like, okay, thank you. It was this beauty that was like, it's so beautiful. There's so much we can't explain, because God's like, I got it. And it was one of those moments that's like, you can let that go, because I got it. And it was one of those big God
Give me a
moments.
tissue.
And we're
Pass it down.
Oh my gosh. So yes, that's wow. See what happens when
Thanks,
you get
Michelle.
5 spirit-filled women?
I thought of a great invention. We'll have little flaps and lift it up. And
I know, right?
Yes.
We'll get on that. We will get on
We will
that.
get
That's
on
awesome. That's
We
awesome.
need them a lot. We
Yeah.
need them a lot, so.
Well, if you're enjoying what you're hearing and you feel like you share a lot of the same things that we do, you know, we have started this amazing concept of starting a Facebook, I guess, closed group, right? So you come on, you go to our website, thehomefront.tv, click on the Facebook link. It'll take you to our page. Request that you can come in. When you come into our group, you're able to talk with us. You're able to have discussion amongst each other. But guys, we just launched this like fairly recently. And I know, Brianna, you kind of to handle the marketing and social media.
Yes, I
So
handle
what has
the
the
marketing.
response been like? Tell me.
Do you know how my fingers hurt?
Oh my goodness.
Accepting.
That's awesome. So part of what
So
we're
many.
trying to
Overwhelming.
do.
It's overwhelming.
Keep
Part
it
of-
coming.
That's part of what we're trying to do, guys, is, you are a part of the home front. We don't do this without you watching, and you are just another example of us. So we want to hear what you think, but we also want to invite you to reach out to us through that page and let us know if you have a great story for a segment here, or if you express interest in even wanting to come on the show. We would love to bring the home front out to you. You are the home front. So keep that in mind. Go to thehomefront.tv and reach out to that Facebook page. So guys, coming up today, I just figured, we're women. Can we discuss marriage? Can we discuss dating? Can we? She checks under her shirt.
That's it. We are.
Oh Lord.
I'm sorry. It's 2024. I have to check.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Can we talk about marriage or dating?
I'm not going there either.
This is why I love you, Brianna. Oh my goodness.
And that's our Gen Zer. So if she can figure it out, you can certainly figure it out.
She's my favorite cast member. This is like my inner child, in 19.
Can we just say-
19-year-old form?
Can we say, Allie and Brianna used to sit by each other
Oh my
on this panel?
God.
And then I got the
upsets
seat
me.
because I divide them.
We've been separated.
I feel like
we're
I'm
a hot
lost.
mess together.
I'm lost.
Poor Demi.
You know when you're in
we
school
love
and they're
you.
like, we can't have you two sitting together. It was like,
That's exactly it.
Like,
That's
what it
exactly
felt
it.
so use hashtag put them back together.
Yes.
You would like to see Brianna?
Hashtag Allie and Brie reunion.
Oh my gosh.
It
was really a hot
so
mess.
great.
So I think it was Tanya, you were talking about pretty much feeling like you married the love of your life. I don't know, it's I have that same feeling, but sometimes when I'm talking to other people my age, it's awkward because sometimes they'll really be in that spirit of like complaining about their marriage. I think we have to be careful how we talk about our marriages because
Yes.
young people are listening. And I don't know, I feel like that type of, it's almost like gossiping about our marriages can actually have a bad effect on your marriage, right? You're
Yes.
speaking that out there. I don't know, do you
Yes.
agree with me at all?
Oh,
I do.
Well, I think it's like talking about your horror stories when you're pregnant to other women that haven't had babies yet, or to new moms. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. You kind of put people off, I think,
But you're also tearing down your spouse.
when you do that. Yeah.
When you're,
Right.
see,
Oh my
I-
gosh, yes. Just the other, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I actually did a reaction video for Up News. I have a little segment, Gen Z Reacts. You should tune in. Anyways, I reacted to a video where it's The View, and they're talking about this TikTok debate. Do women really need men? And
Oh,
they're like,
God.
oh, men are useless. And they're
What?
talking about their own husbands.
they have all the things we need.
To be fair, I'm not sure those ladies are married.
Well, here's the thing: the woman that was talking about how like, oh, she just like take care of her husband, and how like, oh, he's so like lost without her, like just so useless. He's a politician and a millionaire. So
Wow.
No,
I wonder how
don't
her
know.
husband feels
I just,
about that.
I feel like when you, so I won't call my sister. I would not be the one to call my sister and say, oh, can you believe what my husband just did? And he was blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't do that because what I'll do is cause a strain between the relationship for her and him, firstly. And then secondly, you call mom or you call dad or you call the in-laws and complain about your spouse.
How about you talk to your spouse?
How about it? Yes. Get off the phone and talk to your spouse and let them know how you're feeling. Because what you're doing is you're tearing down the relationship. And the word says, the word means the Bible, the word said, the Lord tells us that our mouths can bring life or they can bring death. So if you're going to be nagging, complaining, and murmuring about your relationship, you're killing your own relationship by
you're building
gossiping.
a wall.
Yes, that's
brick
true.
by brick, word by
Yes.
word, you build a wall.
Yes.
And then that wall can become impenetrable.
Yep.
If you're not willing to have that conversation, but it also puts it on the other person where they need to be receptive and not emotional about the situation and take responsibility for their actions within the relationship. It's a two-sided relationship. It's not a everybody has to give 100%. It's not 50-50.
Yes.
It's a you give 100, I give 100. And if you're not at
I love
100, how
that.
can I help you get to 100? Or how can I help you fill that? Like, it's got to be reciprocal. If it's not reciprocal, then we have a problem. And if you're not willing to confront the problem and actually have a conversation to figure out solutions to solve the problem, then we're at an impasse and something needs to change.
Yeah.
Or you are the problem.
Or you're the problem. I mean, that's very well could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to learn early on. I'm so fortunate that when my husband brought me to meet his mom. So first of all, a little backstory. I was not. I knew of God, but I was definitely not saved when I met my husband. And we were having a discussion, and he said something. I was sharing something about my past, and I said, so I don't think God is going to allow me to have kids. If He allows me to have kids, and he said, oh, sweetheart, that's not how God works. And I thought, okay, I just thought you were attractive. Now you're talking to me about, now you're feeling, what is that I just felt in here? It was something, fluttered. So when I met his mom, she's an ordained minister. She focuses on couples and restoration of marriages. But what I loved is that she, throughout our marriage, has been my person besides my husband. If I felt like I think you have to be careful who you go and talk to. She's such a godly woman. She will pour into me. She won't fuel the flames that I'm already feeling.
Yeah, she
She's
won't
the
fan
one
'em.
that says, do you want to know what God says about that? Can I pray
That's
with you?
good.
And I
That's
just
important
encourage
to
people
have.
out there to
Yes.
find those people that can build you up.
Yes.
And they're not interested in tearing down your partner. Right?
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I've been told I'm a lot, but if I'm a lot, find less.
Yes, absolutely.
There you have it.
There you have it. Oh my gosh.
Swag alert.
Every episode. Every
If
episode.
I'm a lot, find less.
If I'm a lot, find less. We could put on the side of yoga pants.
Yeah.
Ooh, swag alert. I love it. So, do you feel like those of you that, Brianna, you could probably speak to even dating and how exciting and fun that can be. Do you feel like that now, as we're married, do you feel like you still kind of get that dating life with your husband?
I need it. I need it bad. Yeah, I've been go.
Yeah.
He's awesome, though. I can't even tell you how many nights during the week I'll get a picture around 4 o'clock with a picture of food that's like on the
that's so
stove waiting for me. And then he goes and takes the boys to jujitsu so I can come home and just eat because he knows I'm going to get on my laptop and start working. So he's just, and then every morning I wake up, way before him, but that's okay. And I wake up and all I have to do is hit a button on the coffee pot. He's already had it prepared.
That's sweet.
So it's just, he does
He knows
those-
your love language.
So, we desperately need a date night, but
Yeah.
I think right now is a season where all the family and friends are coming in from out of town.
Well, yeah.
So this
summertime.
whole, woo, yeah. So we'll work on that this summer.
This summer, I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, what about me? Yes, we do dates. We do dates, and he takes me out. I like to dress up all the time, if you haven't already noticed. Right? And but my husband will be I can't believe I'm saying this out loud because he is like an Adam Sandler. Okay, he's so humbling and just. He's so silly, but he won't wear dress pants for me. He'll just wear what do you call those golf collared shirts?
Yes.
I'm like, come on, get like a jacket, look real swag for me. No, but he takes me on those dates. I'll have my little margaritas and he'll take a sip and that's it. But we love to go out to dinners all the time and he opens the doors. He opens the doors for me. He still has chivalry.
I love it.
And he's a gentleman.
Or walks on the right side of the street. I mean, all that's important.
It's all important.
I've been on a date before where I walked up to this guy's car and I literally stood at the passenger door and I just stood there. He got in the car and I just stood there.
Oh,
He
no.
rolled-
Good
he
for
rolled
you.
down
I
the
would have turned around and said, see ya.
He rolled down the window. He's like, oh, what's wrong? And I said, your door doesn't work. And so he got out of my door and he was like, oh, it opened. And I'm like, oh yeah, now it works. Thank you.
You're so funny. I love you.
Love that. Love it.
Like,
I
I'm
think
sorry,
it-
I'm not getting in it unless you open it.
Right, you have to, and you have to know your value and know your worth. I think that's important. And a lot of women, I don't think, realize their worth as women. We hold a very special place in men's hearts if they're willing to see it. And if they're not willing to see it, don't force it. He's not the one. Walk away. I do
Don't
think
waste
it's
your
important to have that like work-life balance so that you can date. I think it's so important to have those special dates
Right.
with your spouse. I don't get them very often.
We flirt. We flirt when we're at the office
you
too.
have to flirt.
Oh, I bet that's cute at the
Oh,
office.
it's so
That's
funny.
so cute.
He's like, so my wife isn't looking. I said, well, she'd be in trouble.
You'll be in trouble.
We'll joke around and be silly like that, but we always do that. Or
cute.
he is so very old-fashioned in a way where if I'm home and I'm getting things done and I'm working and cleaning and cooking and doing all the things, and he'll come from behind and he'll give me a hug. And most women's like, oh, and I'm like, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning. He goes, I'm trying to have a moment. I'm trying to have
a moment, babe. And you're like, get off of me.
I love that. Well, and there's seasons in our lives, right? Like, I think I've said in another episode that, I had a season of very much being at home, homeschooling the kids. It felt like I never left the house sometimes because there was just, your days were so busy. And if I did leave the house, it was running them to their errands, what they had to do.
Yeah.
But then, enter into this season and I'm gone a lot, but they're older, but it's because of all the things that were involved in a lot of us just trying to save the country in our own little way. But what I loved, so this happened last night, I have to tell you about it. So I remembered a meeting last minute that I had to go to, and so I kind of texted. I had told him I was going to be home to make dinner, and even though I'm not like the best cook, to be that he knows that meant, oh, you've planned this to be home. That's wonderful. And I forgot about this meeting, and I thought, oh my gosh, and it's getting close to election time. I'm running for office, so I can't miss it. And I just kind of text him with those emojis, like, sorry. I said, I can't. He's like, what do you want me to thaw out? I'll go ahead and cook it. He did.
sweet.
Went ahead and made dinner. And I just think, those are the times where you're like, whatever they're trying to sell you that marriage is, that it's, about dating the hottest woman or what kind of money he makes. I'm telling you, this is the real deal when it comes to marriage. Are you going to be there to help me hold this down while we go through this together? And he, when I got home, he even said, he's like, babe, these are some heavy lifts.
Yeah.
Like, I got you, kind of a thing. And men, by the way, that's the sexiest thing you can say.
Absolutely.
That's the sexiest thing you can do for your woman is to be like, I got you. You go rule.
And hold space for you to be emotional, I think. Especially when you have a woman that comes from trauma. It's so important for you to be patient with her and to try to just understand where she's at emotionally and mentally during the day or during certain things. It takes a while for you to learn that. But I think once you do, it's an easier transition. And it benefits your marriage a whole lot more.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, not yesterday, but the day before, Dad was actually watching the Homefront episode. I heard your voice, and I was like, "Where's that coming from?" And I went outside, and he's just watching it on his phone.
That's so sweet.
And I was like, "Oh, are you watching the show?" And he's like, "Yeah, your mom. She is just running it. Like she's doing amazing."
See, that kind of support
And then
is
literally for the next 20 minutes. Literally for the next 20 minutes, all me and my dad talked about was just how amazing she is.
Oh, that is so sweet.
So,
And then we continued to plan Mother's Day, which she does not know about.
I do not know about. But I joke because people are like, how do you think your race is going to turn out? You're running for office. Those are the victories.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, obviously, you want to
absolutely.
take government back. You want to do all these things.
Yes.
But God's giving me a chance to see. When you said, I wonder if I'll ever get to see that, let him know, because
Right.
I said I need to see it this side of heaven. I want to know.
Yes.
I want that confirmation that I did something right in the process.
Right.
That's I'm going to take
That's
that
it.
victory. Gosh, thank you.
Good.
Oh, and thank you for sharing that, because I hope people out there at home, if you have kids or grandkids, I hope they take the time to tell their parents, because don't take for granted that we know it, because we need to hear it.
Yeah,
We need to be
absolutely.
affirmed.
We need to be affirmed.
And
It's like our different
supported.
subject.
I think it's so
Absolutely.
important, especially when we're doing stuff like this, to have that support, to have that rock when you're at home, that somebody that understands what you're doing, what's at stake, why you're doing it, someone that can anchor you and just supports you, I think is so important. It's very valuable.
So important. So important. Well, we
It
are
makes
going to
things
have
kind of spicy.
we'll have more spice when we come back. While we're on this short break, visit thehomefront.tv, get your Homefront swag. I also want you to navigate over to mypillow.com. Use promo code UP. That's for Up News. You'll save a bunch on the wonderful pillows and Giza Dream Sheets. We'll be right back with more of the Homefront. Stay tuned.
Excited to bring you my Giza Dream bed sheets for the best offer ever. We're all experiencing unprecedented rising prices, but I was able to secure a limited amount of Giza cotton for a great price, and I'm going to pass those savings directly on to you. Get my Giza Dream bed sheets for as low as $29.98 with your promo code. They're the most luxurious sheets ever, made with the world's finest cotton, grown only in a region between the Sahara Desert, Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River, where the weather conditions are perfect for growing cotton. My sheets are ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 50% on my Giza Dream bed sheets. That's as low as $29.98. Quantities are extremely limited at these amazing prices, so please order now.
Welcome back to the Homefront America. You should tune in sometimes for these. We got to have like a behind the scenes reel.
Oh no.
If you're on, follow us on all social media platforms, which I think you can get from the homefront.tv, because when we go live and it's unscripted behind the scenes, you really never know what's going to happen. Oh my gosh. So I hope you're having as much fun as we are. But guys, I want to talk a little bit about what we do when we're not, making the show, when we're not running for office, when we're not at our office. What are the things that you do that you guys are all like, we don't have spare time?
Free time? What is that? I don't
What do
even
you
know
mean?
what that is.
We leave the office? What?
The office is my house. I don't understand. It's my kitchen table. It's my
guys
island.
go
It's my
home?
bedroom. It's my closet. It's my bathroom. My office is everywhere.
You should see me in the closet. I bring my laptop to my bedroom closet to get away from all the
yes.
noise.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So we have a big house, and we
Yes.
still have to go in places to hide.
my
Like the
God.
war
Oh my
room.
And my kids
war room.
still
Yes.
find me. Yes,
war room.
the war room. That's what that's where I pray in the morning.
my
My husband's
gosh.
still sleeping. Oh my goodness.
Well,
I-
so do you get a time to do things like, I always wanted to do gardening, and not just because I think our food supply is under attack, but I've just always wanted to do that. And we've got this little planter that my husband built, and it's outside, and but I
Got
just
no plants in it?
No, literally, my dad was like, what is there any like new hobby?
Weed hanging off the top.
It's full of
She
dirt.
goes out there. There's
It's full of dried dirt that's now sand. It's been
my
cooked
gosh.
and baked
my
in
garden.
the sun.
I'm
Oh my
literally, I'm
goodness.
so spoiled because my dad was like, oh, you want a garden? Don't worry, honey, I'll make you a little garden thing. He made it for me, and within a day, he literally made it for me, and I had the seeds for it. We just
awesome.
have not
we
done
have
it.
not. Where are the seeds?
I don't even know. It's been so long.
Oh no.
This is bad.
So
See, we were talking about work-life balance in like a previous
Yeah.
episode.
Maybe it's
this
not-
is the result of not having
Yeah.
that. I'm just saying.
Maybe it's not as
It's
good
like
as we
very
thought.
rare that I take a bath, and when I do,
Allie.
no, like a bath, like I shower.
Oh, okay.
I shower.
Aren't you glad they moved you?
Maybe.
I'm black. I don't know what a shower is.
Stop, Allie. Oh my gosh.
I
So it's
never
true that
shower.
they can't swim.
Hello.
I'm behaving.
This is so bad.
we were doing so good.
Yeah.
No, but so for me, I think taking baths is something that is like a me time, right? Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
Like a spa.
Right, like a
It's
spa.
your mini
water,
spa.
hot, some
Music,
candles, some flowers.
You get
some
me.
nice
You get
scents.
me time during a bath.
No.
Okay.
So it's like
'Cause I
Never
once,
such thing.
it's like
I hear
once
the
in a
dirt.
blue moon, maybe after the kids go to bed,
Okay.
and it happens like very rarely, and they last for like 4 hours because I'm in there.
No.
I
At
swear.
least you get that. Are you kidding?
It's not 4 hours. I'm joking. I wish it was.
My
but
kids
it's
are in
so
bed.
not.
My husband's creeping in. It's like, hey,
Facts.
honey.
No,
That's what I was
I'm like,
saying.
I thought I was gonna have me time. We just had this conversation last night. I said, honey, so I thought I told my children to clean up the kitchen after dinner, and he's like, well, did they? I was like, does it look like they did? And I'm like getting all flustered and frustrated. And I said, you always say to me, take time for yourself, do a spa day, go get a massage, or go see the chiropractor. Let me tell you something, ladies. There's no such thing as me time unless you like deliberately make that
Yes,
time
yeah.
and leave your home
Leave it.
without the children and leave your cell phone behind as well.
Like, do they have a subscription to like hotels where you could just like get a couple days
my gosh.
for yourself? Like, I'll pay into that.
Oh my
Some patriot needs to figure that one out.
I don't know.
because
Patriot
Oh my
retreat.
I don't get it.
Right.
Patriot
There's
retreat.
no such thing because
No,
look,
Vic will
how
do it.
many of you? Because we're moms,
Yep.
right?
yeah.
Excluding her for 1 minute, we're mom. You're mom to the kitty, but the
Not
kitty
the
doesn't
same.
make a lot of mess. So here's the thing.
You sure about that?
Oh my God.
Maybe the kitty litter.
Spend a day with her. You'll change your mind.
All the hairballs.
Just think about it. How frequent you take time for yourself and what you would normally be doing to care for the home, for the children.
I wouldn't
all
even
of
know
the
what to
routes
do.
of no, not even. It's worse than that. You give them one responsibility to do because you're absent, right?
Yeah.
You come back, it's not done.
Oh.
So now you had the free time you thought you had, and you're coming home to doing all the things you said to please do.
There is nothing worse than that. Like that, like your whole like energy just shifts, and you
I'm excited.
you're like Mama Bear, and you're like, "Ugh."
Well, she can't relate to that because I'm amazing. So
Hence why
She is
was
amazing,
flipping
but-
down the table.
Dishwasher. No, it's not so much you. It's your brother.
Don't put it down.
Don't even.
Put it away.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
yeah.
put it down.
Don't even.
Put it away.
But in
the
all
dishwasher.
fairness, because I've been told this, okay, so I'm always like, rinse the dishes out and put it in the dishwasher. But it's not done the way I wanted it done. And so I have to be careful to not, because I've had
least it
them
gets
say,
done.
I've had them say,
least it gets
I
done."
put it away. You just didn't like where I put it. And it's true. It's like, oh gosh. So I have to be careful to not, and this is just me correcting myself, to not go back and say you didn't do it right. Because then they will feel like, well, what's
know.
the
Yeah,
point?
what's
Yeah.
the point?
What's the
Yeah,
point
that's
of
true.
doing it?
That is true.
Hey,
I
we're
have
not
learned not to do
perfect.
that.
We're not perfect.
Yeah.
So back to what you were talking about, Patriot Retreat. So if I can be just brutally honest, maybe nobody will, my family will see this episode, but
oh God, you have someone right here, so be careful.
so my second child, when I was having Brianna, my first child was very, very difficult after post-delivery. There were some complications, but when I had Brianna, because it was so smooth and wonderful, I enjoyed a little bit more of the after, like I would get out of bed, we're in the hospital and she's over there in her little, bassinet, and I would get out like 2 or 3 times just to change her because I had these clothes. I had my girl, and I just couldn't wait to change her and put her in all the cute things, and
It
she
was
was like
really cute.
looking at me like, leave me alone. She's been doing that since, like, leave me alone, stop trying to dress me. But I'm sitting there and it dawns on me that like I probably have 2 days in the hospital. And I was like, wow, I can watch whatever I want.
Yeah.
At this point they were like,
So
well,
funny.
what did you want for lunch? Do you want me to bring the hospital staff was wonderful, and I was like, kind of nice. It was kind of nice to
It's
be
nice.
taken care of, and I
Yeah.
just
I
knew.
don't have to share my snacks
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
or my food.
Oh, stop
See?
it.
So, okay.
You had an amazing delivery with me because I'm just that amazing and wonderful. I'm just
Hashtag
perfect.
she's amazing.
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
So cute.
I'm so here for it.
Oh my God, Michelle.
Her face every time you say it, it's
It's like nails on a chalkboard every
No,
time I
it's
hear
not.
it. Yes, it is, Allie. You wouldn't understand.
I understand.
So is nobody here gardening right now? Do you don't
No.
know?
I-
Do you want to?
I don't have time to.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have the time. Like,
I know.
you mean plants I've killed? I've killed
Facts.
dozens. If you can give me some insight on how not to kill my plants or burn them in the sun, please
Yes.
send
You
those
know what I
comments.
have? I have snake plants and aloe cactus.
No,
That's what
see-
I have. 'Cause they don't die.
No,
You gotta purposely kill them.
They infiltrate your space,
Oh,
though.
that's
I don't.
true.
I
Yeah.
don't good for your like. I mean, I drink aloe every day, but
That's good.
still, it's just like
That's
come
why you
on.
look the way you do.
Maybe for my old age.
That's her secret.
See, my little hobby, little getaway me time thing is every Wednesday night or sometimes Thursday night, line dancing. That's my thing.
That's
country
cool.
line
I have
dancing.
to go with
Awesome.
you one day.
Let's go.
Because
Girl
so
trip.
My
That's
homeschool
cool.
group, we do every September. It's called the Sapphire Ball in September,
cute.
and we do folk dance.
Oh, I bet
And
that's
it's just
fun.
a bunch of homeschool kids. There's like, I don't know, maybe 300 of them.
I wanna join
And
her
we just get
homeschool group.
together
I
and
know, me
do
too.
fun line
Seriously.
dance. We do folk dance, and like, ding, 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 all the things, all the things.
Oh, that's cute.
It's
That's
so
so
funny, and then you do the whole
cute.
line thing, and I'm like, oh, this is too confusing, but it's so much fun.
That's
But
fun.
yeah, I'd love to do
Yes.
that.
I
It
love
has
that.
to be, that and go shooting.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will do that. We
Yes.
will do
Yes.
a home front shooting event. I'm sure we
Yes,
will.
we'll
That would be
have to.
amazing.
Maybe a self-defense class.
Self-defense class, I would love. Does that
yes.
mean we have to wear yoga pants and like
We can wear our
workout?
home front yoga pants.
Home front yoga pants. I love that. I love that idea.
I don't know if she's gonna be your best friend
We
right
have
now.
them already on the site.
We
Yes,
do.
but that means I have to make more.
Oh.
We love it. Brianna will survive. I just want to let
yoga
everybody.
I mean, we could
pants.
always have a sponsor. If there's anybody that would like to sponsor making clothes for us, that would be great. We'd appreciate
Oh, we
you.
would love that. We would love that.
Thank you.
So, what about a lot of people look at sort of traveling as something that's kind of a hobby or a pastime? You know, because it's
I'd
kind of
love
like.
to.
Yeah. Does anybody here travel? Have you been anywhere that?
Yes.
I travel for work.
Oh no.
That doesn't count.
I do travel from my room to the living room to
She's
the
naughty.
kitchen
That's
to
it.
the living room.
She's grounded.
You're in timeout. That's it.
Sasser. Well, so we've been to Spain, just
nice.
he and I, and we've decided that going alone is fun.
Yeah.
But we want to do it with our family.
I can
So
understand
we're going
that.
to
yeah.
Ireland.
Those alone trips, I think, are so important, though,
Ireland.
too.
They are. They're wonderful. You get to know each other better, and you have like that intimate time that's uninterrupted. Oh no. Oh, here.
Live on the home front.
Yes. I mean,
At least you know there's real coffee in there.
right?
Oh, it looks like milk.
That was so fun.
It's like she
'Cause it's
drinking
white.
milk.
She's a white like
She
me.
likes it white.
She likes a little coffee with
I
her
like
cream.
it white like I like my men.
But there's something. Wow.
We're
All
just
right then. Oh my.
Poor
We are
Patriot
not
TV.
accepting applications, just so you know. You would have to come through
I'm
me.
joking, I'm
her new
joking.
adopted aunt, and I do not play games.
Like that.
and
my
think
God.
and really think
No.
twice before you want to join this group.
Saying,
and-
we're a wild
yeah,
bunch.
we're
just-
a little wild.
I'm
Little-
just
little
joking
wild.
because there's a video of a little girl on an airplane or something, and she goes, "I like my coffee like I like my men black." 'Cause it was
Really?
black.
Oh,
She's little?
poor baby.
She's not like young,
Oh,
but
I was gonna say.
But
That makes
Oh
it
wait,
was
I
funny.
gotta say something then. So I have a very special person, and I call him Dad, and Feeds. And so he did something years ago when a waitress approached him and said, "How would you like your coffee?" And he says, "Black, like I like my women." But Mom was sitting directly next to him, and she's pure Italian, beautiful dark features, and it's such a joke. We
that's
laugh
hilarious.
about it all
Oh
the
my
time.
gosh.
It's so funny. And the waitress thought it was hysterical. Hysterical.
I
It's
see
like,
comedy.
yes,
need-
he's
yeah.
Lithuanian
I
too.
love
so
comedy.
he's like so fair skinned, big blue eyes, like, super light hair. And I'm like, I can't believe you said that.
That's
Have a sense
hilarious.
of humor, right?
Yes.
Have to.
So
yeah,
much fun.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's
So
true.
travel's important.
Yes, travel
So
is
you're going with
important
your
with your
family
spouse.
to Ireland?
But I think for us, we feel like we're so pulled away from our family because we do so much work.
yeah.
And he wakes up at 4 a.m. and he's out the door.
wow.
And he's in the office. And I'm in bed like, all right, well, now I'm up, so let me see. We'll do communion, we'll do our prayer, whatever. And then we're doing our own thing. But then we're like sometimes two ships sailing through the night. But not
Yeah.
just he and I, but us as a family.
The kids too.
So
yeah.
we have to reconnect, and it was actually Alana's idea. Alana, if you're listening, I'm giving you kudos. I'm giving you all the credit.
Oh, I
She's
love
like,
Alana.
I want to go to Ireland. I'm like, let's do it. Let's go as a
Yeah.
family, and we're doing
Force
it.
yourself to stop and do that.
Yes, you have to. Otherwise, you're never going to find a balance, and you're going to find yourself disconnected and
Yeah.
falling apart. And we don't want that.
Mom, I want to go to Italy.
Italy
Oh,
is
I do
beautiful.
too, I
Can
do
you take
too.
me with you?
Get her,
Yes.
Did you get her hint?
I'm part
I
of the family
did.
now. Let's go.
I saw those. I saw those too.
Picking up what she's throwing down.
Nudge,
I
nudge.
think it's important too to do things not on holidays, not just on holidays.
Right,
Yes.
right,
Right, like
Yes.
not just for Mother's Day, not
Yes.
just for my birthday,
Yeah.
not just for Christmas. Like, can they be just because?
Yes.
Actually, we don't even give each other gifts on holidays half the time because we're constantly giving gifts all the time.
Oh, I like that.
So
I
I'm
mean,
like, why waste it? No, don't spend money on Mother's Day for flowers. Psh, get it for me later. Or, every week we get new flowers or something. Romance your spouse, whether male or female.
like that.
And you don't only have to, and I think it's should I say a Latin cultural thing? Or because a lot of the Latin men find that they have to give their spouse or their girlfriend big teddy bears and flowers only on Valentine's Day or only on their birthday. Heck no, that's just once twice a year.
Tuesday.
Please hit me up, honey. I'm ready for my gift. You
I
know?
love it. Tanya, you've been to the Middle East, right?
Yeah, I went to Dubai.
To Dubai.
And,
And I said, what did you buy?
in
Nobody
Dubai.
thought it was funny then. I was like,
I didn't hear you. I would have laughed. It's pretty funny.
But what was that like?
Oh no, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That city is very clean. It's
Really?
very beautiful. Like the architecture there is amazing. I had this amazing hotel room that kind of you could overlook the whole city.
Oh,
A
wow.
Burj Khalifa in the back. Got to go up the Burj Khalifa. Then I traveled to the Philippines. Was in the Philippines for about 3.5 weeks.
Is that beautiful there, too?
Parts of.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I came back home from being in the Philippines for that long, I did literally kiss the ground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I am not joking.
Seriously?
I saw some. We are so unbelievably lucky to live here.
Wow.
I can't, unless you travel to a third world country and you spend some time there with the locals and we're lucky.
Yeah.
We're very lucky. And I got out of the Atlanta airport, and I know it's disgusting, but I was so overwhelmed.
wow.
Like I just could, all I wanted to do was just be home. I just wanted to be home.
Wow.
And then I couldn't shut my mouth about telling everybody how lucky we are.
How lucky we are.
I think that's really,
love that.
honestly, and it sounds so strange, but when I knew I was like really a patriot, that was like,
That's
I
good.
love America. Like and then I started getting offended from other people who would talk about America. You know,
Yes.
it's like, how could you,
Don't
like,
take
I think-
America
I
for
think they need to
granted.
Go back
Yes.
home. That's
People
what they
that
need to do.
travel, when I speak
Yeah.
to people that travel, they all say the same thing.
It was
Especially
unreal.
military that have been stationed overseas in other
But
areas.
I'm talking
It's
like
the same.
there was little kids, 2.5 maybe,
my.
walking around trying to
Barefoot.
pedal to get money.
Yeah.
Could barely speak. I saw babies left on the grass because their mom had this prostitute and they would leave their babies there. We got
that's so sad.
almost mugged. I can't even tell you how many times. It was unreal. And then there's the Manila, which is the good part,
Yeah.
like the city. And honestly, I remember I was so excited to go to the Philippines to get my nails done. I know it sounds so stupid, but to get your nails and feet a pedicure, but because it was like $8. I was like, oh, I'm getting one every day. you know,
Yeah.
like-
Right.
and I remember sitting there, and I'm sitting and there's all locals, and they just looked at me like, what the heck are you doing here?
Yeah.
And blonde hair, and
Yeah.
I am like, I don't, and
don't
I'm,
fit
I'm
in.
like happy American thinking there's no, what's the problem?
Right.
And the first question I got asked, because this was in 2016, did you vote for Trump?
No way.
What?
Are you
Joke
serious?
you not. And of course,
What did
I'm
they
like,
answer? What was their answer when you like?
And
how'd
I
you
said,
answer?
well, I lied. I'm going to be honest with you. I lied. I was very frightened at that moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
wow.
was the
blame
entire
you.
nail salon staring at me.
Mm.
And then about 5 minutes later, after kind of conversing a little bit, and her telling me about how horrible of a person he was, this one woman. And I'm just like, I just want to get my nails done. That's all I can, I'm like, and she ended up telling me, do you know who our president is? And I said, yeah, it's Duterte, right? And she's like, yeah, do you know why we love him so much? No, I don't. Well, it's because, we had such a drug problem here. And with Duterte here now, he allows us to kill people if we think that they're dealing drugs. So we can pretty much kill anybody we want. And it cleaned the city up. And I was like, oh.
Whoa.
Finish my nails
I'm
and get
not
me
joking.
out.
This is what I'm telling
Finish
you.
my
This
nails
is
and get
why I went home and kissed the ground when I got there.
I fully understand now.
I could have easily gone missing. And where we were staying was a hostel, pretty much a hostel. People were banging on my door all night. I mean, like I would come out of my room and like have to run down to I was there for work, to my colleague's door and like, let me in, because I don't want to sleep here. There's people like throwing things up at my balcony. It was, trust me, we live in an amazing country, an amazing country.
Damn.
Do you think they would take Biden?
No.
I'm just saying, maybe we could
Just
send
trying
him
to
on a
give him
holiday.
away.
Send him on a holiday. Tell Jill that we're going to give her endless pedicures. I'm just saying, maybe
They
he might
apparently
wish that.
like presidents who do things for their people.
They probably like Trump.
Oh, Trump did.
Wow.
Interesting. Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break. I don't have any way to tie in superfoods to that because that's just alarming that what you experienced
We
over
love
there.
America. You know who else loves America?
America. America.
Purium loves
So yes,
America.
Purium is one of our affiliates. And guys, I don't know if I say this often on this. I think I forget to say this, but we are citizen funded.
Yes.
We are not lamestream media. We are not funded by the DNC. In order for us to have our voice, somebody behind the scenes somewhere is putting up not only the finances, but the space, the equipment. We're giving of our time. If you're somebody out there and you're like, you know what? I like this show. I like what these ladies have to offer. I like this type of platform. We need for you to petty up here. We need citizen funding because that's how we're going to take back the area that the enemy's trying to infiltrate, including our media. Go to thehomefront.tv. Brianna, is the donate button still active?
Yes.
Okay. Hit donate, guys. We would love to have you partner with us. It's going to take us all getting involved to take our media back. We're going to be back with a few words from one of our sponsors, Purium. That's superfoods. If you want to get some Purium for yourself, it's superfoodsup.com. We'll be right back with more of the Homefront. Stay tuned.
I'm General Mike Flynn. Patriotism in America is under attack. America is the greatest country in history. Every home in America should proudly display their pride. Every home in America should fly Old Glory. And that is why at MAGA Realty, we give every home buyer a 25-foot flagpole and an American flag. Contact us today at MAGA Realty, where we will fight as hard for you as we do for America. Go to MAGARealty.com, MAGARealty.com.
Hi, America. Welcome back to the Homefront. We've had some really good discussion about why we're so grateful to be in this country because we just started off talking about being able to travel, and I'm thinking leisurely travel, like
what's stuff to do on your
going
off
to all
time?
these resorts. But really, you're right, Tanya. When you
So
go,
sorry.
I'm like Debbie Downer all the time. Let me hammer that good thought down for you.
No,
Give
but
you a
it's so
horrible
important.
story.
It's important. It's an important topic because most people don't travel outside the U.S. and so they take what we have here for granted, which is why we're so complacent and apathetic, and why we have only 20% of the voter population come out to vote during a primary.
Ooh,
It's just wild.
it's crazy.
But I think this story is important to tell.
You were talking a little bit off the break, so I want you to share what you were continuing with what you had experienced in the Philippines.
Oh, as far as our hotels were concerned, we basically, whenever our it was equivalent to Uber, would pull up to the hotel and get ready to drop us off. There was always a police outside the hotel. They would always come with the long sticks in the mirror and check around for bombs, and then they would open up the trunk, and then they would tap the trunk, and then you could get out. That was the process everywhere you went, including the malls. There was metal detectors everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
It was very nerve-wracking. And then you're driving, and on every street corner in Manila is a police officer with an AR-15. And they are I don't know why they thought I should be gone or unalive, but they would always watch me. And I'm like, it is nerve-wracking because, listen, if you're just out, by yourself in a third world country, anything can happen to you and nobody's going to come find you.
Yep.
period.
Nobody's gonna know. Yeah.
So that was very, very unsettling.
Yeah.
And then, we decided to hop a plane to an island, my colleague and I, and we hopped a plane to one of the, Philippines is like 7,500 islands.
Oh, wow.
And they're gorgeous. They are the most beautiful places on earth, in the mountains with the crystal clear water, beautiful. And we went stupidly by ourselves, and that's where we almost got mugged several times. And,
Wow.
You almost need like a bodyguard to go with you. Like
if
a
you're
crew.
American, yeah, for sure.
That's
yeah.
scary.
It's
It's like a
very
mortality check right there.
It's, you just don't realize how good we have it.
Right.
Yeah.
We might have to lock our car doors at the mall and, whatever, lock our doors at night. But I mean, to be like literally afraid for your life while you're getting your pedicure, I mean, that's
harsh.
Yeah.
That's harsh.
and that's normal life there. Yeah.
I know, Demi, you were saying too, you had visited.
Yes, I went to Cuba, where my family is actually from. I'm first American generation. First generation American. Sorry, so that's way backwards. And I went on a missions trip thinking I was going to go to help establish churches, like physically, but it was
Right.
more spiritually. And I'll tell you what, I think I'm allowed to say this. We, our first night, we land, we arrive, we get trotted on a bus, and we go, 2-3 hours from Havana to our next location, and they told us it was a hotel. They said it was a hotel. It was a brothel.
What's that?
A brothel is where they have.
I love how innocent she is.
I know.
that?
I know. I just have to be careful how I say this
she
because
is.
young viewers, right?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
It's where they sell sex.
It's a sex house.
It's for
No.
when I say all ages.
No.
All ages.
That
Grandma.
exists? That has a name?
It's an all age.
That's like an
Look.
actual thing? Oh my God.
Wait,
Yes.
so minors, like all
So
ages.
they'll take all ages.
Oh, that is so sad.
And I found out through the locals because, they see us coming and they're shouting in Spanish, oh, you're from a church. You don't belong here. What are you doing in this building? And I'm like, what is going on with this guy? It must be crazy. We literally thought this guy was crazy. And then it started to register. Wait a minute. What he's saying, because, I speak Spanish, what he's saying is this is a brothel.
Oy.
And the person who brought us there said it was a hotel.
Oh, good Lord.
And told us that we were fine. Well, the pastor that took us there was like, I don't think so. We need to get the singles out of here. The married couples stayed together in this facility, and those of us that were single went to a different facility because they were. There's no other place to stay.
Oh,
when I
my
say this
goodness.
place is literally, I say brick and mortar for schools, right? Because you have your cement, you have your. It is literally just aluminum. It's like aluminum sheets that make the home, and it's like pretty bad, unstable, some form of brick. I don't even know what you're gonna. It's just clay. It's just clay. That's just like spit, make the little thing, and then they smack it together. It was horrible. And I thank God. God was so good to me. He had me stay at a restaurant, and there was 2 separate bedrooms in this restaurant. And basically, I stayed in a room by myself, and the other single female that was there, single because our spouses were not with us, they placed us in those 2 spaces. And we had to lock our doors with a key and everything.
Oh, gosh.
And our bathroom windows face the outside where the restaurant portion is. So you had to cover it with something, but there was also metal bars.
Oh, my.
So no one could get in or out from that window. I was like, what did I just say yes to? And I couldn't believe
terrifying.
it. They were like, don't dress up too much, but then don't dress up too little because then you look like you belong here. You might get mugged. And I thought, this is crazy. This is where my family came from.
Yes.
And it was so hard for me to swallow and digest that. But it was filthy. Children were running in the streets with no shoes. Some of them just had their underwear.
That's what communism does, you guys.
Yes, and this is what our country is headed into if you continue going in this direction, voting these boneheads in to the White House.
Period.
I love it. Hashtag
that
boneheads.
part.
Seriously,
Everything's
that
a
part.
hashtag with you.
just they don't
Because it's
understand.
fun.
People don't understand what we're getting ourselves
No,
into.
they don't.
No.
Absolutely not.
Because of the silence, we're about to turn into a Philippines or a Cuba. Or
And so somebody had said on social media, when they were protesting for, for Hamas, send them to this area.
Go
ahead.
back home.
You can
Just
go
go
ahead.
back where you came
Go
from.
to
You're
that
so
area.
unhappy.
If you want socialism, go to those areas. If you like communism, if you think that's idealistic, go to
They
those
should
areas.
be the first in the draft.
Well, you know, Paris is completely taken over by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Really bad in Paris.
That's why we won't go.
They have
Well, I think,
sanctuary city, like, they've blocked out, basically Muslim cities.
Oh, wow.
You cannot go in there. The
Well,
police
and
will
that's
not go
Sharia
in there.
law.
The police won't go in
Yeah.
there.
So,
but it's
fun
really
fact,
bad.
not really a fun fact, but it is a fun fact because people need to know this. So, when you are under Sharia law, they mutilate little girls by cutting off their clitoris.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You're not supposed to
Talk
enjoy
about-
sex.
Talk
as a
about
woman.
transgender and mutilation, right? That's what happens. There was a bill that was passed a long time ago that outlawed that.
Right.
But because we have such an amount of people from the Middle East that participate in Sharia law, that can become a reality.
Oh yeah, in pockets of the country, and yeah,
And
absolutely.
at CPAC Hungary, there was a woman there that was discussing this. I suggest you go find her speech because she talks about how Europe is no longer Europe. There's no European, like the European population is so below what it used to be that now it's
saw that.
all immigration. It's all
Except-
illegal immigrants,
except
all
one
Middle
country,
East. Which one was that? I can't remember.
Poland.
Poland.
They
Okay.
don't allow any.
because of
in.
what Poland went through.
Yes.
Yes, they have. I mean, they are.
Never
that
again.
is- yeah, and I
Never
just had
again.
my husband's from Poland, and I just had his family come over from Poland.
Mm-hmm.
They are floored
Wow.
about America. Floored. I told them all the stuff going on at the school board, and their mouths were just like, "You've got to be kidding me! Here in America?"
Yep.
They're like, "You were our last bastion of hope."
Yep.
That was it. And my brother-in-law said, "Tanya, we've seen this. We've seen it over and over again." And he goes, "You guys have about 20 years. 20 years.
If
Yeah.
that.
Tops."
If that.
If that, I agree. Guys, I just love this show, and I love you ladies because we have the permission to talk about these heavy topics, right? And if you're sitting at home and you're ever, we've all been in the chair where we've gone, really? I can't believe that's happening. You're right where you need to be watching this show because that's part of what we're doing. We're dissecting and almost chewing on this little by little, small bites, because it's a very, very heavy topics that we're talking about, but we've got to get out. It's election year, sorry. Don't believe in seasons. Election year, we have to get out and make a difference. Don't sit this one out. Make sure you look at when your primaries are in your local. We're kind of giving a little bit of homework so that we don't turn into those countries, right? Get out and vote in your primary. Find out your primary dates, even early voting if you need to, and
Get
of
others
course,
to do it too.
and of
Yes.
course the general election as well. Can we pray, ladies?
Yes.
All right. Thank
Let's
you. And
pray
you join
for some
us.
more people to come to the primary election.
Yeah. Ooh, yes. Get off your couch. That's right. All
Yeah,
right.
you lazy.
Yes, Lord.
You know what?
Yes. Father God, thank you so much for these wonderful women. And thank you for our viewership, Lord. Thank you, Father, for the blessings of this great country that was founded on the God-given liberties. Thank you, Lord, that our founding fathers had the wherewithal to understand that we do not get our rights from government. We get them from you. And I'm just so grateful, Lord. I pray that you pour that out into our American citizens, that they start getting a hunger and a yearning for what this country was founded on. So much so that we're not willing to sit this out. We're not willing to be apathetic. We're not willing to sit by and think that our neighbor is going to take care of this, Lord. I pray that you light a fire, ignite a flame in the soul of Americans across our great nation, to get them out, to get them moving, to get them involved in our local government, to get them involved in elections. Lord, I pray that everyone watching this and that they'll go and spread this word to other people. Get out and vote. I don't care if this is the first time you voted. Get out and vote this year, Lord, because elections do matter. I thank you, Lord, for protecting our election process. I thank you for exposing corruption as always. Father, keep your angels over our cast members here and over those that are out there fighting the good fight, either through the military or first responders. And quite frankly, even those that teach our children in education. Father, we thank you for this, and all in your precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Guys, I have a few people to thank. First of all, Cape Hayes Tavern. They provided a lot of food for us, kept us fed, and we love that. If you want to find out more about them, visit www.capehaystavern.com. They're Patriot-owned. We need to support our Patriot-owned businesses. Also, check out thehomefront.tv for more information on the Homefront. We are here daily, Monday through Friday on Patriot TV. Tell your friends. Until then, see you next time.
Bye.